How'd you learn to do that?
Can I get 2 tickets for Over the Hedge, please?
Over the Hopefully he's not working.
Hopefully he's progressed.
Yeah, bear.
I always have a little thing with me, and I thought, seeing as you guys are the old ones, you're kind of the babysitters, and I was like, you can babysit today. Who would like to hold her?
Oh,
Come
Joe,
on.
I guess.
Yeah.
He is the babysitter.
He is.
He is.
It's right between us.
Very cute. Great.
The dads. Guys, congratulations. I'm going to tell you right now, I've loved this show since I was 16 years old. And I feel like I've really grown up with it. It's been a comfort show for me, and it's been very part of my coming of age.
Oh.
Totally, yeah.
And so I'd love to know for you guys, what is something, it could be a show, it could be a musician, a band, something that you've really grown up with that has been part of your coming of age and a comfort for you?
That's a good question.
I honestly feel like Harry Potter films in a similar way.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was like, I was a little young, like what, 10, 9 to, I guess,
Yeah.
16.
Yeah,
9
yeah,
to
we're kind
18,
of similar
16.
in age to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, comfort watch.
Band-wise, the Arctic Monkeys, I think,
Mm.
were like a big one that I grew up, like that was like from the ages of 12 to like, 17. I was basically in a band that was just that was just like the Arctic.
Of course, they're the best.
Yeah, their haircuts too, like whatever they did with their hair, would change. I'd do.
But that's a canon event, discovering them in your teenage years.
Yeah.
Blows your mind.
Yeah.
I felt that way maybe about the Strokes, yeah. Like
Yeah.
discovering the Strokes and being like, oh my God. I didn't really grow up with them as they were kind of coming out. I was a little too young for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess maybe Harry Potter is a good one. I remember like going at midnight and watching the movies and stuff.
Did you guys dress up to go to like? Did you ever do that?
I didn't dress up.
People did though, right? They
Yeah,
did.
totally.
They did.
Totally.
Yeah. Who did that?
Yeah, no, it couldn't have been you. Couldn't have been you. And I have to talk about Nancy, because it's been very cool growing up with 2 girls on this show. Now, one of them has superpowers, but one doesn't. And her kind of thing is that she's fearless and she protects the people that she loves. So I'd love to know for you, you've spent so much time with her, how has it kind of changed and impacted you?
Gosh, yeah. I mean, Nancy was all of my 20s, so it was definitely also a time when I feel like I was growing up. And yeah, I feel really lucky. I think there's something about playing a character like that that does make you start to see yourself in different ways. And like, you know, I do. This is probably embarrassing, but I feel like there are moments in my life where like I may be, I don't know, like unsure about something, and there is a little bit of like, oh, I don't know, there's part of yourself that could be like, well, what would Nancy do? There is like
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, there is that version of yourself who does things in a certain way, and so yeah, I know I feel very, very lucky to have been, gone on this journey with her.
Well, I think one of my favourite themes of the show is that everyone is kind of saved by friendship, and we can all relate to that. We're saved by friendship over and over in our everyday lives. And I think of your song, Back on You, and how that really captures everything that this show is about. And I know that you guys are all very close. So I'd love to know how the people on this sofa changed your lives and changed you.
Well, definitely would be a little different. My life would be a little different.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of cool to be like on a parallel path with people in your life, and like being an actor can be such like a solitary journey, and we've just had 10 years of like kind of on this ride together.
And I think like, I don't know, something about like this, I mean, I'm sure every show is very specific, but like the way that this show, kind of grew into what it is, I think it's a very specific experience, and like, people who've been on that ride with you and who like also know what it's like to go through that,
Totally.
I think is very bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, yeah, Jonathan has a line in this season. They used it in the trailer, but it's like this thing that we have. It ties us together forever, and that's what the characters are going through, and they're like, this thing has completely changed their lives, and that's been the case, for us. We were all plucked out of, we were all unknown, what you say, whatever, you're working in a restaurant, and then we've all kind of been on this journey that is also a bit of a cultural phenomenon. It doesn't happen, really. So we're kind of forever, bonded in that way.
We're like in this little
Yeah.
spaceship together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shared drama, or isn't that that's a
Shared
season
drama.
Shared drama. That's
Yeah.
season drama
Yeah.
review.
And you said something at the premiere recently, which is that Steve would have 4 girls. He'd be a girl dad.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what would his ideal day out be with his 4 girls?
That's great.
You know, probably like soccer practice, probably getting like a big thing of oranges for everybody,
Yeah.
probably getting donuts, maybe going to like the driving range, hitting some golf balls, maybe there's like a birthday. I'm sure it'd be like 1,000 things.
Scoops Ahoy, gotta go Scoops Ahoy, little stop at the end.
Hopefully he's not working.
Hopefully he's progressed.
Hopefully he's past that.
Yeah.
I like
I'll
that.
have to think about that
Yeah.
one.
I feel like, yeah, a lot of car driving.
A lot of car driving.
Yeah, come on, girls,
Nice
get in the
van.
Do you think
car.
he'd learn how to
Man.
braid hair? I feel like that's an ultimate girl dad thing to learn.
He probably would have to know.
Oh my god, that's a really cute image. I love that you thought of that. I see that for him. I see that. And one of my favourite quotes from the series is, "I think it's finally my year." And it makes me cry every time I think of it. I love that scene so much.
Who says that?
Oh, it's when Eddie Munson dies, you know, and he's with Gaten.
That scene is
When he dies
brutal.
and he's, oh man, that scene is amazing. Yeah, yeah, I think,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, yeah, that scene is.
heartbreaking.
It's finally my year.
I know, brutal.
Ah,
heartbreaking.
Mr. Quinn, yeah.
So I'd love to know for you guys, what is a scene that is going to stand as like a favourite and all-timer for you that you will never quite recover from this show?
There's a lot. I think there's a few this season that I can't really talk about too much, but
Yeah, your stuff in episode 2 is like
yeah.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, getting absolutely dunked on by Dacre on that. Yeah, like, remember he like, we did these like basketball lessons, and he would always be doing all these like fancy moves and like, no offense to Dacre, it would be like air balls and be like, that's fine, we're like learning how to play. And then the one day that we're shooting, he does this, I don't know if he was like holding out or something, he does this crazy move on camera one time, like under the legs, behind, like crazy shot, like, and gets it in first try. And it makes it into the show.
Wow.
And I was like, how'd you learn to do that? Like, we're taking lessons together and you were not that good.
I feel like there's nothing that man can't do.
Yeah, he's good.
He's so talented.
Got that natural, he is.
Well, speaking of season 3, there's a scene that I love where all the kids sneak into the cinema, and I'd love to know if you guys ever did that growing up.
I feel like growing up, I don't know if I never like snuck in all the way, but I feel like you'd go see a movie and maybe once or twice you'd then like sneak into another movie. A little double feature
Yeah, I did
kind of
that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You, outright?
So me and my friends, we got banned from the local cinema in Bridlington because I'm sure we were being just ruckus, you know. So 2 stories. Once I tried to, we always used to go to the cinema, and this was really petty things as well. She was like, "You're bad, you can't," you know. Anyway, I got a spray can of, you know, the like dye, spray dye, and I thought if I sprayed my hair black and I put a hat on, they wouldn't recognize me.
Oh my gosh.
So I did-
Genius.
and I did, what I did was I tried too hard, and I went with the cap in, and I was like, "Can I get 2 tickets for Over the Hedge, please?"
Over the
She was like, "Lift your hat up," and I was like, and she looked at me and went, "No." I was like, ah. So
Still haven't
what we
seen it.
did to get to go see Over the Hedge, we got on our bikes. This is a very Stranger Things story. We got on our bikes and we biked to the next town along called Scarborough. This was me, my friend Philip, and my friend Oliver. It's like a half an hour drive, so it was like a 3-hour bike ride. We didn't tell our parents because there was no way we'd be allowed. And we're on like the dual carriageway, biking to Scarborough on bikes. My friend bought jam sandwiches for the journey, and he was the only one who brought sandwiches. We split these sandwiches. At one point, we were biking. Scarborough gets really like on the beach. It gets cliffy. We got lost on the cliffs. We had to carry our bikes up the cliff. Anyway, this was all. We get there.
time was the show time. You used to get late for
How'd you make the movie?
Well, we did. We went to we finally got there. We saw Over the Hedge, and then Philip got a call from
everything you
his
dreamed?
dad, and his dad found out that he wasn't into the town. He'd gone over to the next town. So it was like we freaked out. It's like, we'll have to get the train home, which we were trying to avoid because we didn't want to pay for it. And then we learned that the fare difference between a single and a return is 5 pence, or it was like 5 or 10 pence. So we didn't save any money on the train fare. And then Philip got grounded for a week.
But you
So we
did
could
see Over the Hedge. So you won.
Yeah. That was that's my story.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah, I loved it.
I'd say cinematic masterpiece Over the Hedge.
Yeah.
Up there. And another thing that is very special is the kind of sibling relationships. And I think of the older brothers and the younger boys. So you got Steve and Dustin, you got Will and Jonathan, and how they really inspire them to be the most themselves that they can be and embrace their inner freak. And so for you guys in your careers, who is someone that has always championed you being the most you could be and kind of helped you embrace yourselves?
It's a really beautiful question. And I think that's something that it's the reason why the show resonates with so many people, is that everybody kind of feels like they do have like the inner freak that doesn't fit in, or it's about kind of surrounding yourself with people who you feel kind of seen by. And it's a two-way street too. I mean, I think you could make the argument that like his little brother in the show, Gayton, they also are helping like the older siblings characters sort of, see a different version of themselves, or allowing themselves to be a certain way. I guess I've had like a bunch of teachers in my life who have, but more than one person in particular. I mean, I could say my parents, but people, like an accumulation of people, and friends too. It's not necessarily somebody who's older, but like an accumulation of people who, I always find it's really powerful when you're around somebody who's very comfortable being themselves. Yes. And that's just like, just somebody leading with that confidence is enough to sort of like kind of urge you to do that yourself.
And something that I really loved in season 4 was the idea of hiding yourself in a happy memory to kind of overcome the darkness. And so I'd love to know in the future, if you're struggling, you're feeling low, what is a memory from working on this show that you will hide yourselves in and find comfort in?
Wow.
There's a lot of memories like that.
Yeah.
You know what I do remember really well? I mean, the fight scene in the alleyway that we shot season 1? There was a point where us three were just hanging out just by the side of like A cam, B cam.
Yes.
And we were just goofing around by the camera. And I don't know.
That was a good day.
That was it's a lovely day.
Also, at the end of season 1, being in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
sitting
great.
on the couch.
Yeah.
So fun to.
So fun.
And then really there's specifically something from this season which will just stay in my brain rent-free.
Yeah.
Same.
Good lingo.
No, thanks. That's what they say, right? Rent-free, that's the thing, yeah.
And it's nice because it kind of serves as a time capsule for you guys, this show as well.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
One day it will,
Yeah.
I suppose.